Welcome to Millennium Counseling Center's podcast, where each week we go in depth into all things mental health, addiction recovery, and being our healthiest and happiest self. Enjoy. We're back at it.
Back at it. Always good to see you. Oh,
You too, man. You too. Well, you're in a new part of the world today.
yeah. Today I'm in Paphos, Cyprus since yesterday, and so
Amazing.
figuring out what the world looks like and adjusting to being in a new place is always an experience. Some places are easier than others, and this place has a soft energy to it. It feels like, and kind of easy to navigate. So we'll see. We'll see.
What drew you there?
So Cyprus, I'm making my home for 3 months out of the year to find a place to ground and my business is structured here, and so to kind of handle some admin and take care of my administrative functions here. Cyprus is a good place to have, and then generally fits into my sunny, hot weather, mountains, water. You know, if I can have that combination, life is a little easier.
Yeah, love that.
And where does this find you in this moment? Or
Yeah, same place as every time we meet. At home and waking up, starting the day. Normally, when we meet, I'm getting ready for bed. Just with where you've been in the world, it's just been better for me to meet at 9 o'clock at night. Like right now, it's 7:40 in the morning, and so starting my day doing this, which I'm excited to see, just how the energy and the conversation is different. We've already talked about maybe doing something different today, so I'm excited to just try something different.
yeah, cool. Okay, so we're gonna see if we can find what's going on in that little head or body of yours.
Yeah.
If you'll indulge me.
Great.
So we'll start with the breath, and we'll take a slow 4-second inhale,
Mhm.
and then at the top of the 4 seconds, we'll take another, or, and then audible sigh on the exhale. And so I'll lead you through a few rounds of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so whenever you're ready, take a nice slow inhale. Breath at the top. Take another nice slow inhale. Take another nice slow inhale. Take one last slow inhale. And just allow your breathing to return to normal. Then we move into the body, scanning, starting at the floor. And so feel your feet connected to the ground right now. Just feel how it feels to be held, how stable it feels with your feet underneath you. So starting, put pressure underneath your left foot and notice where else in your body it activates. Then release it. Put a little pressure underneath your right foot and notice where else in your body activates. Then release. And then put pressure underneath both feet. And just be aware of what happens in the body. Then release. Just feel how stable it feels underneath your feet in this moment. Moving up through the legs, the calves, the knees, the thighs. Notice any sensations that exist in those spaces. Moving up to the seat and the hips. Just feel how your seat muscles feel being supported by the chair. Lean your body to the left side a little bit and feel the pressure with your left seat muscle underneath the chair. Lean to the right side a little bit and feel the right seat muscle and how it feels connected to the chair. And come back to center. and press both seat muscles into the chair. Then release and just feel how it feels to be held, to be stable underneath you, moving up through the stomach, through the chest, just noticing anything there, coming to your shoulders. Take a few rotations backwards of your shoulders and just feel sensation in your shoulders. And change directions. Take a few rotations of your shoulders forward. Feel the difference in that movement. Slightly different from going backwards. Come back to center. Take your shoulders towards your ears and then just let them fall. Take your shoulders towards your ears again. Just let them fall. Take your shoulders towards your ears one more time and then let them fall. Just notice how your shoulders feel at this moment. Moving up towards the neck, turn your head to the left-hand side and just feel the stretch along your neck. Just both the front side and the back side. Just notice. And turn to the opposite side and stretch the other side of your neck. And just feel the sensations. Coming back to center. Look towards the ceiling. Feel the stretch on the underside of your neck. And then look towards the floor. Feel the stretch on the other side. And coming back to center. Then take your left hand and place it on your chest. And place your right hand on your stomach. And just be aware. Be aware of the pressure that's felt from your hands connected to your body. Be aware of the heat that comes from your hands connected to your body. Be aware of any movement that you feel going throughout your body. And just be aware. Be aware. And then we'll continue to a 4-6 breath where we take a slow inhale for 4 seconds and an even slower exhale for 6 seconds. So take a nice slow inhale with an even slower exhale. Take another slow inhale, an even slower exhale. Another slow inhale, an even slower exhale. Another slow inhale, an even slower exhale. One last slow inhale, an even slower exhale. What do you notice in your body right now?
Hmm. I would say the from the head down, my body is much more relaxed. But what we talked about before, like I can feel it all, like whatever it was at the top of my head.
Okay, you can feel it at the top of your head. Can you put your hand on that place where you feel it?
Yeah.
Okay, so just connect to that space. So I want you to visualize as if your hand could breathe. And so I want you to take a slow inhale and have that breath go through your arm into your hand, directly into that space on your head, and just sit there for a few moments. And then on the exhale, allow it to dissipate, allow it to breathe, allow it to lighten. Take another slow inhale of calm, purifying clarity, and just allow it to sit in that space for a moment. And on the exhale, just relief, openness, and peace. Take another slow inhale directly into that space on your head and allow whatever is sitting there to be seen. And then on the exhale, just release, release, release. So if that space in your head could speak, what would it say right now?
So either some version of I'm disoriented or dizzy.
Mm. Does that voice sound familiar?
No, it's kind of new.
It's kind of new. How old does that voice sound?
Hmm. First thought was 10.
Mm. So what's happening at 10?
Fifth grade, probably pretty shy. Good at tennis, playing a lot of tennis, spending, good amount of time with friends playing sports. Not really kind of figuring out the whole school thing. May have been right around the time we moved into like a newer family house, either 9 or 10, like 8, 9 or 10. We might have moved into a new family house. I remember in that new house, I had a my own room for the first time, and our house had radiator heat, and so there was like pipes banging every once in a while. That was like the exhaust, whatever it was from the furnace in this early 1900s building, and that was like scary. It was weird to be alone, and then it was weird to like have like unfamiliar sounds.
Yeah. So if you think about the scariness or the unfamiliarity, can you connect with the energy of that?
Hmm. Yeah,
Where does that sit in your body?
just
Does it have a shape to it?
no. I just as we were talking about it, felt more tenseness in that area. So not a shape, but as much as kind of more of like a pressure,
Okay. How big is that space in your chest?
like a size of a softball.
Does it have a color to it?
Just a pressure right now.
Expression. Does it have a temperature?
It feels warmer.
It's warm. Does it have any movement to it?
No, it's just staying same spot.
Mm, okay. So I want you to take your right hand and place it on that space on your chest where you feel this sensation. And we're going to take a slow breath into that place. So just take a nice slow inhale into that place in your chest. And just allow the air to sit there. And then when the exhale, just release, release, release. Take another slow inhale directly into that space in your chest and allow the air to do what it needs to do. And then on the exhale, just release, release, release. And take another slow inhale directly into that space in your chest. And this time, allow the air to be a little cooling, cooling of the heat in that place. And then on the exhale, just releasing, releasing, releasing. And then take another cooling breath into that space in your chest. And then release, release, release. What do you notice about that space?
Guess I kind of noticed like an emotional tug at life at 10, and kind of what was, most likely, a world that everything was trapped inside. There wasn't a lot of talking about how I was doing. And I guess it felt kind of good in a way. It felt like connecting to kind of imagine that or to like feel that.
Okay. So, what I want you to do now is I want you to take like a gentle breath in through the nose. And then on the exhale, go like, ah. So take a gentle breath into that space in your chest. And so take another gentle inhale. And then on the exhale, go like, ah. Take another slow inhale and say it again. What emotions are present in that space?
It's kind of like comforted.
Mhm. You did
The
that 10
pressure of it is gone. Still noticing kind of the dizziness in the top of my head when my eyes are closed and stuff, but it's not like as uncomfortable, not as fearful, I guess. It's more of just kind of like noticing, kind of like you would notice just like an ache or like a twinge in a body part. Like I would say
Mhm.
before it was more disorienting to notice it, and now it's kind of present, but not in a like more not in like an alarming or like a worrisome way.
Thank you for that. What did that 10-year-old need that it didn't receive?
I think that the main thing that I noticed was like isolation. And I think obviously I lived with four other people. I had groups of friends, but I think just to be seen more or be known more,
What does that 10-year-old need from you right now?
just to continue to be seen and not have to be anything different than who he is. I do kind of, now that I said that, I kind of like remember times growing up thinking that if there were like different parts of me that were different, that maybe other people would like me more.
Mm.
So kind of as I said that, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. I remember that you know, like I wonder if like kind of questions like if would I be like more if just that reassurance that it's okay.
And can you tell him that? Can you reassure him that it is okay?
I am here and everything is okay.
How does he need to receive the reassurance from you to know that it's okay?
Eye to eye contact.
What does it feel like to give him that?
That he's seen and special and valued and worthy, and that there's like gonna not like that there isn't anything else, you know, distracting.
So, where does the feeling of being seen sit?
Probably in my head where where I would be
Mhm.
seen.
Feel it.
Mhm.
Uh, is that your mind talking?
Well, it was interesting that dizziness kind of went away for a little bit, and then when you said that, like it kind of gave like another like flare, and I was like, oh, interesting. But I would say that historically, like being seen, the stress or the challenge or the vulnerability of being seen is probably like more in my shoulders. That when I'm more tense, my shoulders definitely get a lot more strain in my shoulders. But it was just interesting that like after kind of noticing that dizziness for, kind of almost continually kind of doing that eye to eye exercise that it wasn't there. And then that being seen kind of like I was like it kind of like a signal from that area kind of like came back.
Mm.
So that's why I said head.
What is that feeling like in the head? That dizziness? Is it a large feeling? Is it a small feeling?
Kind of like a dull feeling.
Does that have a temperature to it?
No, but it's the shape is kind of like a blanket, like a all like just almost like covering.
Mm. What is that covering protecting you from?
I guess what I've noticed over the last handful of days that I've noticed this is that it's limiting. Like it's like a distraction of me being like a bigger self, or like it's pulling me away from just kind of like being seen, being like being a true self, because it's almost like it's making me focus on something else. It's like a distraction
What does that space want you to know right now?
that things want to get in the way.
It's underneath that.
That it's kind of vulnerable to be put yourself out there and be seen in new ways, and that creates a, discomfort. And that's definitely a common theme for me. Like I can remember many times just kind of relying on the familiar and comfortable to kind of default to. And that going beyond those comfort zones was either something I didn't do or noticed a lot a lot of distress, during it, all of which, was okay. So it's the theme of it's scary to be seen. Risk judgment, risk criticism, failure. It's less failure, but just like, yeah, just the discourse of like saying something that for me feels so true, and to like the risk or the fear that like other people would like adamantly fight against that or disagree with that, and like having a fear of what that would be like. But I guess as I say it now, it has less. That doesn't feel as strong anymore. I don't. As we're talking about it now, it's kind of like if I write a book, if I do a podcast, if I talk on stage or whatever, and someone doesn't resonate with it or argues, it just doesn't feel like it would be as uncomfortable.
Okay. So take me to where that sits in your body, that feeling that it's all going to be okay.
Mhm. So when I worked at Children's Memorial Hospital, I was tasked with being in charge of training the entire psychiatric team, 100 people, on crisis management. So I got flown to to Pittsburgh to do like a 5-day training, and then I had to come back and I had to train 100 people.
Mhm.
Doctors, nurses, psychiatrists, you know, the whole thing. And I was like, I'm into this, but like I was minimizing it and people are going to think it's boring, or they're going to think I'm not communicating it right, or they're not going to value it, or they're going to think it's a waste of time. Right. And I'm young, like I'm 27, 26, and these are like established people in their career. Like, and so I remember like a lot of thoughts around like, there's something about this that they're not gonna like, and they're gonna associate it with me. So that was the thing. And I probably had to do, because there's 100 plus people, 8 trainings, 9 like just to like, because schedule wise and whatever. And every time was fine. And every time people were like, "Oh my God, you did a great job." And every time it was like, "Hey, this is super helpful." Like it was not like a boring CEU that I had to sit in, right? It was engaging, and you made it like really kind of like digestible. And so all of the things that I had kind of like feared that was going to happen within people, and then that was going to like come back to me, like zero, none of that happened.
So where does this feeling sit in the body of like it all works out okay?
Yeah, that's my shoulders. When it's not gonna work out okay, it's this. When it's all gonna work out okay, I don't quite have, like, these shoulders, but I have, like, a gentle slope shoulder. It's just
Okay.
they're like, it's a connection between my shoulders and my gut, right? Like,
Okay.
there's no tenseness in those areas. I'm not clenching in those areas. It's just a neutral, relaxed state.
Okay. So let's try to connect to like the vibe of the shoulders.
Yeah, yeah.
So if you connect to that energy of your shoulders when everything's gonna be okay, it all works out okay. Does that have a color to it?
Green. Mhm.
Does it have a shape to it?
No,
Does it have any movement to it?
it's flexible.
Does it have texture to it?
I guess I just imagine, like, if you tie a boat to a dock kind of loose, it
Mhm.
goes like this. If you tie it really tight, it's just rigid.
Yeah.
And so, like, for me, this is very rigid. Like, I'm like, and obviously, it probably doesn't look like this to other people, but like inside, there's a clenching and a rigidness to that fear or that anticipation, whatever that is. And then when it's not there, it's flexible.
Let's connect to this energy of this green loose rope tie that's flowing, that's fluid. Just like feel into that energy of it. Can you feel that?
I'm in it.
All right. So I want you to take a slow inhale and bring the breath into that greenness and just allow it to move throughout that greenness. Feel the energy flow in that greenness. And then exhale and just have it stabilize just to sit. And then take another inhale and bring the air directly into that greenness and see that greenness expand. See it get a little brighter. See it get a little more fluid and flowy. And on the exhale, just stabilize and release and calm. And then take another slow inhale into that greenness and see it get even bigger. Feel it get even more flowy, more present, more sound, more strong. And on the exhale, just stabilize, stabilize. What do you notice about that space?
It's a very chill space. It's like a remembering that my world exists in here, not out there.
What do you notice about your head right now?
Is having many, like, it'll be like a twinge of noticing it and then it dissipates. So it's like not, yeah, lighter.
So the next time you feel that sensation in your head
Mm-hmm.
and become aware of it, breathe into it and send some calming space into that and remind it that it's okay to be seen and then release from that space. And then do that a couple of times. And then after that, go to the connection that it'll all be okay and breathe into that space and let yourself know that it'll all be okay.
Feels okay now. Yeah.
Yeah. And,
So for the layperson listening, what do you call that process? Someone says, oh, I could use that, right? I have this pain or I have this thought or I want to go through that experience. Like, what do you call that?
yeah. So this is somatic healing energy work.
Mm-hmm.
And the body has a language to it. Everybody's body has a language to it. A lot of times we've been taught to ignore our bodies, that our heads can do everything, go, 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 power through, make sense of it. And the body is an afterthought. And our entire lives, our body has been trying to give us signals and tell us what it needs. And we
Mm-hmm.
typically ignore it. And so by connecting to the body, by understanding the language of the body, like you were able to, the dizziness, the shape of it, your green rope thing, these are like, that is the language of the body. The body is like, this is here. I want to make it easy for you so you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
And if you can connect with this language and start communicating with this language, when it gives you those signals of you are not seen. And so I don't, you already know you're going into a place where you're going to be seen more. And there was a period of time when you were younger that you were uncomfortable being seen. And so your body started putting in, I call it safety technology. So if you were going to be seen, it puts in a safety technology to make it okay. So you don't have to feel this thing that was uncomfortable. So that happens when you are 9 or 10, and anything similar to that becomes the default response your entire life.
Mm-hmm.
And so now as an adult, you have a safety technology from when you were 9 or 10 that's running automatically in your body.
I got good tech.
It's a little outdated.
It is a
It's
little
a lot.
outdated.
It's a
Exactly.
lot. And so the type of work that I do is we map the body. We learn the body's language. We find out where all these different technologies are, and then provide whatever that child needed,
Mm,
whatever that version of yourself needed in order to like let it know that it's safe. And then that becomes an awareness practice going first for I notice the headache. The 9-year old doesn't feel safe or seen. How do I let that part of me know that it's seen? And then how do I install the behavior or the thing I know is safe going forward?
mm,
And it creates this awareness of the mind and the body where you can understand the sensations and things happening in your body. And that awareness is everything because something that was an automatic response, there's now space.
mhm,
And then that space is magic
mhm.
because instead of reacting, you can choose and respond.
Yeah, and I talk with people about like software updates all the time, right? That like what you learned before your brain was developed was about survival. And now you're not really in, and what I mean by survival, I mean like what Gabor Mate talks about in terms of like having to pick about like acclimating to like their survival mechanisms of living in a family. Because if you're not accepted and welcomed in that family, then you probably won't survive. Like if you have to like, you know, go do it on your own when you're 7 years old. And so there's that like learning how to adapt to things is can kind of be survival mode for that care. And
Mhm.
then living in survival mode or like as if you have to fit into a family in order to exist, like well beyond when you're out of that family and you have your own family or you're, you're just an adult, like it just you can operate in a different way.
100%. And so, like you, everybody that hasn't done some form of active work is running old programming, is running programming from their childhood.
Mhm.
And I always say it's great, but I think about the 46-year-old me probably knows a little bit more than the 7-year-old me.
Mhm.
And I would probably prefer this version of me,
Mm.
making decisions versus the 7-year-old me.
Yeah.
But these like safety mechanisms, the 7-year-old you is running the show. And it's not just the 7-year-old you, it's the 10-year-old you, the 13-year-old you, the all the little nuanced versions that
Mhm.
experienced something that wasn't safe. So my entire practice and work is really about empowering people to understand all those different things happening in the body and be able to become aware and then choose what they want to do for going forward. It's a beautiful space.
Yeah, and to kind of piggyback on what you're saying, like even people that come in and say, I didn't have any trauma, my parents weren't alcoholics, they didn't get a divorce, we had plenty of resources, like yeah, like even that person, right?
Like, and the funny thing about like trauma, they talk about capital T, small letter T trauma. If you experience something that you're not prepared for, that may show up as a trauma. It could literally be you at the store and you wanted to get 5 toys and your parents only let you get 2. That may register to you as a trauma, which then dictates how you respond to certain environments where you get choices. you know, it, it may sound trivial, but that thing could be running your life. Like
Yeah.
you only getting 2 toys out of 5 could be running your life.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, and that really kind of is a lot of how I've experienced trauma, that it's less about what happened and more about how the meaning that happened inside of you around it. Because you can line up 100 people or 1,000 people and have the same thing happen. and everyone's kind of processing it and making meanings about it in a different way.
Yeah. And kind of going along with that point, everyone has a different level of sensitivity. So how some person looks at blue and they're like, oh, that's just blue. Somebody else is like, oh, that's the gradient of aquamarine blue. It's like we all have different experiences with the exact same thing.
Hmm.
So the two, yeah, like you said, two people experience the same thing and that sensitivity could be different. So one person doesn't even know anything to happen and the other person has like a huge, massive event related to it. And that leads me straight into like, that's why we have to have compassion for each other all around because we're
Hmm.
all experiencing this world differently. Even the exact same experiences, we're experiencing them differently.
Yeah.
And so,
Yeah.
treating each other with care and kindness and support is paramount.
Yeah. And it's so hard because we want our experience to be, we believe that our experience to be so true that like other people have got to have like had the same, going through the same thing, right? Like the good and the challenging sides, right? Like so like and that couldn't be further from the truth for like how to build in compassion, right? Like I can't even think of an example because there's just like
It's
unlimited amount of examples of like how two people could be in the same space during the same thing. And if you're thinking that the other people are experiencing the same way, then you're trying to make your experience everyone else's experience, and that's not on the pathway to compassion.
100%. And when you were saying that, I started laughing because I was like, I know exactly where this sits in my head. When I was in university, I think this was my second or third year of university, and I was taking some upper level math class that I was having a lot of difficulty with. And I was getting the equations wrong. It wasn't working out for me. And I was at a tutoring session one day and it was a classroom and the tutor was up at the board and he was trying to explain. And I was like, what are you even talking about? Like, I have no idea what you're talking about. He's like, you don't see this in an equation? No, it's just a blur. Like, and he's like, oh shit, you might need glasses. And I'm like, what are you talking about? Like, I thought everybody saw stuff blurry. It's like that's my lived experience is at certain distances, things are blurry. And I've never been to an optometrist before. So it's like in my world, everybody saw stuff blurry until I moved several seats up in the class. And it's like, oh shit, this makes a lot more sense now. But it's that experience. Like you're
Mhm.
living your experience. So you think everybody's just like that until you know
Yeah,
something else.
and worry about something else.
Until you know something else. So
Mhm.
I practice compassion. It's an active practice for me.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, this is not where I thought we were gonna go today. I feel grateful, I feel connected, like, appreciative of, you kind of guiding through that you know, so thank you.
Yeah, thanks for the trust. Yeah, I mean that's what's great about these calls. Oh, we have no idea where it's going to go.
I know. We just schedule them and we just kinda go where we need to go. Okay, man.
So,
Well, I appreciate you, and we'll get back on the calendar soon.
oh, for sure, man. All right,
And
enjoy
then
the day.
yeah, be well.